Sixers are looking to take on a Western Conference opponent. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. Alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. And guys, check it out, Ricky Rubio. What can we expect here?
You know, one thing about him is that the fans always are interacting with him. They love this guy. You know, what he means to the organization. You see him signing autographs. He's always having fun with his fans. He means a lot to this club.
And I also think he might have played a little football, Steve, because he's excellent at intercepting passes. I mean, that seems to be his calling card defensively.
You know, like you were saying, the trade has the team buzzing. I mean, they're on fire. You can already see it in the warm-up, how loose and confident they look out there.
That also gives players a big boost, knowing that the guys running this team, the owner, the front office, they're committed enough to winning that they're willing to do whatever it takes to go out and get a player of his stature.
That drops.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter. Well, Corey Brewer, guys, was part of those back-to-back NCAA championships with those teams in Florida in 2006 and 7. A long, wiry 6'9" perimeter defender who's also improved offensively.
Now Martin, after the missed three from Thompson. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. Minnesota on D. It's a three-point game. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
They ran away with that game, Kevin, mostly thanks to their play at the offensive end.
That's exactly right, guys. There was crisp movement by the players and the ball throughout that game, and they got a lot of high-quality shots as a result.
Going back to Brewer, the thin man, 6'9", about 190 pounds.
Yeah, Kevin, he can struggle a little bit against stronger players, but he's really kind of found his niche on the perimeter. Kind of a guy who can guard multiple perimeter players, and then he's a blur in transition. Offense to defense, that's kind of what he does.
This is a guy playing with a reconstructed knee as well. Rubio, off target from three-point range. And Philadelphia has possession. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, they gave away a lot of points at the free throw line in that game. Maybe it was being on the road. Maybe they were just out of sync, but something had them rattled.
Steve, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but clearly the misses from the stripe had an impact.
Carter Williams with the bucket. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And it's Rubio penetrating. Martin dishes to Love. Feeds it to Rubio. Kicks it out to Love. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
So it's Philadelphia now. Last time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, that was very sloppy in that first matchup. It was a poorly played game, and it turned into a blowout because they continued to turn the ball over and they didn't execute offensively.
We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Knocked loose. And that's on a bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. Here's Turner. Not too proud of his numbers in that game against the Bulls, that's for sure. And the call will be against Kevin Martin. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. In a moment here to see the standings for the Eastern Conference. And you know, guys, some interesting stories have unfolded here as we move through the middle of the season. Taking a look at Indiana. They're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And, of course, there's the 76ers, just way behind.
Well, right now for the 76ers, they've really struggled much the same way they did a year ago. It just hasn't gotten much better for them.
Clark, for me, they didn't show a whole lot of fight when the tide turned against them, and that's what the NBA is all about getting off the mat, because adversity is going to hit every single team. It's always how you respond that's important.
And here is Carter Williams. Following the three from Brewer, Carter Williams with the bucket. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first.
Michael Carter-Williams, the rare 6'6" true point guard. Both his mother and his stepfather are high school basketball coaches, so you know he's got a really good basketball IQ. That seems to run in the family.
Now Thompson following the miss by Martin from deep. Shot's good from Hawes.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
That's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
Now here's Brewer. He's covered by Thompson. And here's Love for three, and the shot is good. Love's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Minnesota. And for Carter-Williams, unusual height for the point guard position.
Yeah, he's long. I think the main thing he'll need to do at the NBA level is really work on that outside shot. It's got a little bit of a hitch in it right now, and he's got to get that corrected, because if he does, he's got a chance to be special as a point guard.
He's quick and he is athletic.
Yep.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Oni Turioff, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Cunningham comes in for Kevin Love. Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Corey Brewer. And it's Alexei Shved in for Kevin Martin. Now here's Budinger. Shved, the pass to Turioff. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Minnesota?
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
Both free throws good from Turioff. 1:19 left here in the opening quarter. They set the pick. Roten with it. Now defended by Barea. And it's Turner off the drive. And the shot is good.
And the layup just gift wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
Timberwolves leading by 7. And Shved kicks to Cunningham. Right wing. And stolen by Roten. Now here's Turner. He's guarded closely. The kick out to Anderson. Passes to Roten. They get a hand on it. Outside Turner. 6 to shoot. And here we go. Fast break. Barea's got it. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Sinks the 15-footer. And we've got an injury out on the floor. Very unfortunate as always, guys. Don't like to see this.
And you see a player have to come out of the game like this. I mean, you just hope for the best.
That's exactly right. You do hope for the best. You cross your fingers, say a prayer, and hope it's nothing major. We'll see what the update is here shortly.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Rubio's checked in. There's 25 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And that one's good. Roten.
You know, it looks like despite the injury he's got, he's still able to deliver, and that's what he's showing us right now.
And Rubio kicks to Cunningham. To the wing right side. Shved dishes to Turioff. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. That free throw good from Turioff. Both free throws good from Turioff. 9 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Poke loose. Roten the pass to Turner. 1 second left. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Timberwolves lead by 9. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports.
Tune in this Monday, January 20th. LeBron James.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And let's quickly break down the game we're watching with the Timberwolves, guys.
How about the three-point shooting? The scoring has really come in bunches from long range.
Yeah, it seems like every time down the floor they're knocking down the triple.
The 76ers trail by 9. Carter Williams is out there with Tony Roten. And it's Young. Then there's James Anderson. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
Now, here's Rubio, defended by Carter Williams.
You know, there are not a lot of point guards who can flirt with triple-doubles, but Ricky Rubio is clearly one of them, guys. I mean, you know he's going to score and rack up assists, but he can get to the rebounding column as well. Some nights, he's right there in that triple-double range.
Both free throws good from Rubio. Well, and Rubio, and I'm going to borrow a phrase here from Clark Kellogg right to my left here, a stat sheet stuffer. He gets rebounds, he gets steals, he gets assists. He's all over the floor.
You know, the big thing he has to improve, though, Kevin, is just his shooting. He does everything else well, but he's got to improve his outside shot just to keep the defense honest when they're guarding him.
Pause off a pick from Thompson. Here's Young. That is good.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary here.
And Rubio kicks to Pekovic. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Nikola Pekovic, guys, out of Montenegro, a super physical 6'11" big man. I mean, he is a battering ram offensively. He's a terrific offensive rebounder, can score around the rim, doesn't shy away from contact. And when he gets to the line, he knocks him down pretty well for a big guy. This guy, I tell you what, he's going to be one of the best big men in the league in the next few years. I don't think there's any question about it.
Thompson from long range. Timberwolves leading by 11. The dive for the ball. Pekovic dishes to Martin. Now here's Rubio. Guarded closely. Good. Rubio's got 6. Going back to Pekovic, Clark, offensively, he is a real presence. Defensively, not great, but Steve, solid.
Well, he's not explosive. He's physical, but you know he is a good rebounder, and most importantly, he wants to mix it up down there. He's a presence, and I think that's one of the reasons he's become such a good player in this league.
Now here's Carter Williams, covered by Rubio. Anderson can't get it to go. Minnesota's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Pekovic, the rebound by Young.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
And it's time for an injury report.
Hey, Kev, I caught up with head athletic trainer for the Timberwolves. He told me that it doesn't look too serious. Losing a player like him in the meat of the season is tough for any side, and their depth will be tested during this time frame.
All right, Doris, really appreciate you finding out how he's doing.
Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed and hope he's back out on the court soon.
Rehabbing is a tough process, Steve, and with any luck for him, it'll be a short one.
Rubio with it. Now defended by Carter Williams. There's the dish to Brewer. Back to Rubio. It's stolen by Carter Williams. Anderson in the post, covered by Brewer. Anderson outside. He feeds it to Young. And good on the basket. Book it. Young's got 4 points in the quarter. Timberwolves leading by 10.
Well, there's a new ownership group in Philadelphia as of 2011, and in this offseason, they pulled the trigger and brought in new leadership in the front office. Looks like they're jumping on the analytics bandwagon, hiring the former brain trust of the Houston Rockets.
Rubio, the pass to Pekovic, and he gets it to go.
The defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
And here is Carter Williams. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Bulls in Chicago.
And Kevin, don't forget about his playmaking in that game as well. He's wonderful in terms of attacking the defense and figuring out when to shoot and when to find teammates.
And back to the Sixers. I guess for the Wall Street ownership group, going mathematical is something they were, stay pretty comfortable with.
That's something that a lot of teams are going to now, Kevin. The new owners, a lot of them businessmen, they want to turn to math to try to figure this whole thing out. Bottom line, though, is it's a combination. It's not just stats. It's talent, stats, chemistry, coaching, a lot of things that goes into winning.
Minnesota making a switch here. Tony Turioff, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Cunningham comes in for Kevin Love. Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Brewer. And it's Alexei Shved in for Ricky Rubio. Here's Roten. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. That one on Martin. And why don't we take a chance now to see which teams have been the NBA's highest scoring squads this month. In the third spot, the Timberwolves.
I just love the flow with which they've played recently. I mean, this is a dominant team offensively because of that rhythm and pace.
He hits the second from the line. 1:04 left in the second quarter. Shved with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Martin kicks to Cunningham. Now here's Budinger. Just 5 to shoot. Releases. From the top of the key, he buries it. And the Timberwolves lead by 11. Here's Roten, averaging 13 points a contest. Kicks to Carter Williams. To the inside. Shots good by Turner. Turner's got his second bucket of the game to go.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And Budinger gets it to go. Philadelphia with the ball, down by 12. Carter Williams kicks to Turner. Dedmon. Excellent D that time from Ronny Turioff. That will count, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And so we conclude the first half. The Timberwolves on top, up by 12. Folks, stay tuned for the halftime show with Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Sunday action is in full swing, so let's break down the first half for you. Minnesota is ahead against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Just one win away from moving into the 8th place in the conference, and they're definitely motivated. Well, Ricky Rubio is making it look easy against the 76ers D. He has 8 points and is also helping set the table. Who's ready to eat? On the 76ers side of things, they're managing to hang around. They'd like to forget that first half. Coach has not been happy with what he's seen out there, and they'll likely come out with major adjustments. Their leading scorer is Thaddeus Young. They've also been getting some great help from Michael Carter-Williams. And let's look at the other NBA games scheduled for later. Real scores, real stats from the real NBA. The Suns out in Phoenix. Kevin Durant picked up the award.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Ricky Rubio has been sensational.
Yeah, what a remarkable half, the way he attacked the rim and scored in the paint. Defenders, they were trying to slow him down any way possible, but he still got through.
Easier said than done when he's the penetrator. His speed and agility make him extremely hard to defend.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for Minnesota, Rubio and Martin manning the backcourt. Big men, Love and Pekovic, and it's Brewer in at the small forward position. The 76ers trail by 10.
I think you have to be physical to be a dominant player in the NBA, but Spencer Hawes shows that you can also be effective without being kind of a grinder inside. He's a very skilled passer and shooter, even from the block, and that's what makes him such a good asset on this team.
The 76ers shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. Now here's Carter Williams, covered by Rubio. And Young kicks to Carter Williams. Back to Young. Shot clock at 6. Brewer with the steal. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Rubio outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Rubio's got 11 points. Going back to Hawes, he is in a banger down low, but his ability to stretch the defense with his outside shooting and passing more than makes up for it.
And, you know, he might not be the prototype in terms of what a dominant player in the NBA looks like, but he'll always find a spot on the roster and be a long-term player, because when you have his size and can find the open guy and hit open shots, there's always a job for you.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Rick Adelman as he addressed his team. He wanted them running a more structured offense. He said, this isn't playground basketball. We need guys working together to create better opportunities. He also wants them to concentrate on working as a team at the offensive end. Passing, patience, and teamwork. Those were the messages. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Shot clock at 6. And Young, here we go. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Thaddeus Young last season stepping into the full-time power forward role for the Sixers. It's kind of a mismatch waiting to happen because he's undersized at 6'8", but way too quick for most of the guys guarding him.
And for Thaddeus Young, with the league going more towards quickness and mobility, Clark, that's certainly going to fit his strengths well.
That is absolutely right. He's not a really strong rebounder. His lack of size does make him vulnerable to post up, but he's one of the best slashers in the game. In the end, the mismatches tend to usually play out in his favor.
The 76ers trail by 15. Turner dishes to Young. Now the pass to Hawes. Cannot hit. And Minnesota now the other way.
Good rebound there, but overall, they're getting outworked on the glass.
Steve, I think that's what you'd expect, seeing what the score is.
And Rubio kicks to Brewer. Outside, Martin shoots the 3. They grab their own miss. He dishes it to Brewer. Offline with his 3. The 76ers shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Young, a screen on Rubio. Here's Carter Williams. Good D by Rubio. Minnesota leading by 15. Pass to Brewer. Turner with the steal. And Turner with a clear path to the rack. That's good. Turner's got 6.
I think he's been kind of passive today. And, you know, maybe that one will get him going. I think for them to be successful, he needs to be the one to do the bulk of the scoring.
And Rubio kicks to Martin. Now, here's Rubio, guarded by Carter Williams. Here's Brewer, 4 on the clock. Hits the 3-point bomb. 9 points in the game so far.
That's 12 straight points coming off 3-pointers. I mean, somebody do something defensively.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, who's going to step up? They're rolling out there now, so you got to get in their chest, make them uncomfortable, and try to deny those looks.
Young passes to Hawes. And that one's good.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Here's Love. That one wide left.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Here's Thompson. Again, Philadelphia. Now Rubio. 14 points for him. 41 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Pekovic inside. He's against Hawes. The 76ers trail by 12. Here's Carter Williams. He's got 7. Outside Turner. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Turner's got 4 points this quarter. And here's Rubio, averaging 8 points a game. Up in time. Oh, the buzzer beater. Amazing.
How about the killer instinct on display there?
Wow.
Fantastic.
He didn't even flinch, just buried it like it was any other shot. Unbelievable.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Timberwolves lead by 13. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next.
Monday,
And let's quickly have a look at the State Farm assist of the game, which came, Steve, from kind of an unlikely source here.
Yes, the big fella here doing his best impression of a point guard. Serving up a brilliant feed here. That's gorgeous.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. At one point, they led by 16. It's off to Utah for them after this game as they take on the Jazz. That will be their second of this 5-game road trip.
You know that Utah game has a lot of attention on it.
And the basket by Brewer. And here is Roten. And for Minnesota, Brewer is out there with Cunningham. Then it's Alexei Shved. Then it's Turioff. And it's Budinger in at the 2-guard spot. Moment to see how the schedule is looking for Philadelphia. They've got the Wizards ahead of them for the next game. It's in Washington. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. The 76ers trail by 15. And for Philadelphia, the 3 from Anderson. Poked loose.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Well, if you're doing enough good things and you're maintaining at least a slight edge on the boards, you're usually going to be in pretty good shape.
And for Minnesota, they've got Corey Brewer, Turieff out there with Cunningham. Then it's Alexei Shved, and it's Budinger in at the shooting guard. Goes back up. Some solid defense from Turner. 76ers shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. And for Philadelphia, Anderson with the ball. He kicks it to Turner. From outside the arc, Anderson can't get that one to fall. Timberwolves leading by 15. And for Minnesota, Cunningham is out there with Turioff. Then it's Corey Brewer. Then there's Budinger. And it's Shved in at the point guard position. Here's Brewer, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
What he does defensively for his team is he takes pressure off their other 4 guys because he hardly ever needs help. He can fight through screens. He always manages to stay in front of his man.
Yeah, he's a pit bull type defender. I mean, he just doesn't give in or give up, Steve. And also, there aren't many players better at anticipating an opponent's next move, waiting for his moment and then jumping in the way of a pass to come up with the steal. He's got that mastered.
And the 76ers call time here. You have to like what we're seeing from Brewer.
He's been locked in from deep. They're giving him too much breathing room and definitely paying the price for it.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
To the paint. Roten dishes to Anderson. Beyond the arc. The 76ers with another miss.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far, Steve.
And even if it's only a modest advantage that they have in that category, it's still a significant factor.
And for Minnesota, we've got Kevin Love. Budinger is out there with Alexei Shved. Then it's Corey Brewer. And it's Turioff in at the 5. And for the 76ers. And Turner kicks to Roten. And here's Anderson for 3. Rebound Love. Love's got his 6th rebound on the night. And for Minnesota, we've got Alexei Shved. Kevin Love out there with Turioff. Then there's Budinger. And it's Brewer in at the 3, the small forward. And that one's good. Shved.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
And for the 76ers. Back to Anderson. And it's Chase Budinger with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Carter Williams kicks to Thompson. No good, unable to end this run. Timberwolves leading by 20. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Rubio and Martin manning the backcourt. Kevin Love out there with Brewer. And it's Turioff in at the center, locking down the middle. And it's Martin missing. For Philadelphia, they've gone a dismal 0 for 5 to get the fourth quarter underway. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Timberwolves.
But Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out Clark this kind of punishment to him.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
Now they're on the brink of sweeping the season series with this club. Once they polish off this win, there's just one more to go.
And it's not a short series either, Steve. It's a 4-gamer. How much do you think they'll be looking forward to that 4th game? I'm guessing a lot.
Dishes to Roten. Thompson for 3. Another miss by Philadelphia.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
Here's Rubio. Off the mark from 16 feet out.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Thompson with it. Now defended by Shved. Davies. And Turioff with the block. Davies. Now, here's Rubio. Defense is right there. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. 6 on the shot clock. Doubled by Carter Williams. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
Clock at 2. Second chance shot, and it's Rubio getting it to go.
Well, they've done a great job keeping the fans out of the game today, and the closer they get to the win, the quieter it gets.
Yeah, we call that the sweet sounds of silence. They're going to savor this win, as well they should. Every road win carries a little extra reward.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports.